All right. Hello, everyone. Um, so we're doing a video this evening to talk about pretty much what I think everybody kind of knows what's going on. There's been, everybody's sharing posts and whatnot. Um, there's a bill that they're trying to pass right now. They're coming for our animals. They're coming for our rights. Um, uh, you know, once again, I feel like everyone should be a U.S. Art supporter. If you don't want to be a member, donate whatever you can, $1, whatever. If you can, they'll become a member. We need to come together, and uh, I don't know, man. It's just I'm stuttering and whatnot. I'm so upset about this stuff. Everybody should be upset, but that being said, everybody should have known that this was coming. You know, what do you think, Chip?
Um, yeah, let me just start off by saying I've been sick for a bit, and I'm still pretty sick right now, but I wanted to touch base with James and do a video about this. Of course, everybody knows about the sicknesses going around, and it's hitting me pretty hard. So I apologize if I cough or do anything during this video, and if I have to end early and skip out, I apologize. But also, I wanted to say I'm going to be expressing a lot of views that may not align with James 100%, but this whole thing's got me pretty upset with what I've seen in the industry, in particular with the big snake people, because during this time I've had a lot of time to watch a lot of videos, see a lot of posts, you know, um, and just I'm out of a lot of the groups just because of the bullshit. But seeing what I can see outside of a private group is really disturbing to me. And what's coming down the pipe for us is so incredibly serious, it makes the first round of the Lacey Act when everything got banned the first time a joke. And people are not taking this seriously. And I don't care what anybody says with their stupid videos and placing blame here and there. Nobody has logic. Nobody has common sense. Nobody is looking at science. Nobody is looking how this country works. And everybody's just looking at their pocketbooks right now and trying to act like a hero. Um, and it's absolutely a joke what this fucking big snake community has become. Um, and all of this is happening 100% because of the big snake community and people not acting and trying to follow the sciences and trying to do the right thing.
It's bad because the thing about it is like I'm a firm believer. I truly believe that there's more good people in this hobby, whether it's just the large constrictor people, or the reptile hobby in general. I really believe that there's more good people than there are bad. That being said, we are so divided. It's so fucked up how divided we are. It shouldn't matter what species you keep. We should all be on the same fucking page. You know, uh, if if you're a leopard gecko keeper and you think they're not going to try to come get your shit and take your rights away, you're I don't know what kind of fucking drugs you're on. Um, I don't know what needs to be done, what we have to do to all come together and realize that you know I mean, I repeat myself over and over again. I don't have the fucking solution. Outside that, I know we need to support U.S. Art. We need to donate. We need to try to get more members. Um, and we need to come together. we don't have to like each other. You know what I mean? You don't have to like so and so. We're all in this shit together. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like I said, I don't have the answer, but I see certain issues and I don't understand why we're not taking this seriously. Now everybody says, "Oh, I know this is serious and this and that." I don't think that half of them really understand how serious it is. Some of the videos that I've seen that we have to watch. I mean, it sucks that we're here. It sucks that we have to watch what we say. We have to watch what we do all the time. You know, there's certain things that back in the day that we would share with each other that we can't do anymore. At least not on the internet. You know, but we definitely have to watch what we are saying when we make these videos. Not just myself, Chip, but everybody else that has whatever platform. You know, because I've been like an admin for the Retake Nation since day one. And the reason why I bring that up is that we have all these rules, right? That we put in place. And I don't. We put these rules in place to try to help our hobby. You have to police yourself. We have to be careful about what we're saying when we're doing interviews. Everything. We constantly talk about. We put these rules in place, like on these forums and all these pages, because what do we say? We say people are watching us. So we have to watch what we post and all this other stuff. Well, they are watching us, and we have to watch what we say. You know what I mean? And some of the videos that I've seen, I'm not going to name any names or anything like that, just because we all need to do better. But some of the shit that I've heard on some of these videos, it's saying the wrong shit. I don't know what to call it. We're becoming too complacent. I think possibly. I don't know. But this bill.
No, it's arrogant.
You think it's yeah, it could be arrogance too. It's a lot of shit, and this bill is about as real as it can get. And I don't know, man. I don't know. If you're not worried, if you're not nervous about this shit, you need to be. So.
Well, I'm just going to go. I've reiterated this in another video, and there's many parts to what I'm upset about, and I'm just going to go off the first one off the top of my head. I spent most of my life in agriculture and fisheries biology. Since the 90s, I have dealt with the Lacey Act in some way, shape, or form, and other acts that are in place for invasive species and harmful species. And I'm going to, before I start telling you what I'm upset about, I will go, for the people that have not seen our videos, what the Lacey Act entails. The Lacey Act is they're not going strictly for reptiles. They're not going for pets. The Lacey Act was designed to stop invasive plants, animals, bugs, all sorts of stuff from coming into the country, getting transported across state lines, becoming invasive and damaging. For instance, the Asian carp. The Asian carp was an invasive species. At the very basin of the Mississippi River, people were building ponds and putting these fish in to eat and keep, and there was no protocols left on it, and people weren't doing the right thing, and it was flood stage area, and they got washed into the river system. And now we have the biggest ecological disaster in North America with the Asian and bighead carp, silver and bighead carp. They literally have overpopulated most of the rivers and streams in the Midwest and in the South, and even all the way up to North Dakota. They decimate everything and kill everything. They're filter feeders, but they eat plankton, plants, and they starve out everything. The autumn olive bush, which is a plant, chokes out other species of plants all around it, basically kills vegetation everywhere, drains the nutrients out of the land. The Lacey Act was designed for this type of thing not to happen. Now, yes, there is problems with certain species on the Lacey Act where it couldn't happen all over the U.S. A lot of people don't understand that. A lot of things were bought up, but to say that the Lacey Act needs to be abolished is absolutely the most asinine thing on the planet. I heard this moron in North Carolina make a freaking video and start going off on how PETA is behind all this and the Lacey Act needs to be abolished because we're a free country and we need to do what we can. We should be able to do what we want. Well, there's a lot of people that come from other countries, and there's a lot of people that don't have access to the internet, and a lot of people that just like doing criminal things. And bringing invasive animals and plants and other species in for their own personal gain and dumping them into the ecology of all of agriculture and our native areas, which has happened with other things not involving reptiles, is very bad. And to say that it needs to be abolished is just, and on a public forum, is just more ammunition to the politicians and to the people that don't want us to keep pets, and to the fish and wildlife who work their ass off on trying to keep our native species and hunting and fishing alive for everybody. They are not bad people. There are bad people in the organization. There's people that are uneducated in that organization. And if you go after them and call them stupid, or you threaten them or tell them they're wrong without trying to have a discussion, all they're going to do is come down on you harder and make your life a living hell and take away what you want and make you a criminal because they have that power. There are ways to do things whether you like it or not. I'm not Democrat, I'm not Republican. I believe in the Constitution 100%, and I believe in our freedom. So I don't want to hear people calling me names, this, that, and the other thing. But the problem is, whether you like it or not, there are ways to do things to get the cause heard and to help yourself out. It's just the world we live in today. It might not be the greatest, but there's a way you have to do things. And if you try and go Yosemite Sam on somebody that's way more powerful than you, it's not going to work, and it's going to end up hurting everybody. And to spout off crap that you know nothing about, and you don't even know how the Lacey Act works, and you think that PETA and animal rights organizations are the primary cause of all of this, you're 100% wrong. And you are ignorant. You make us look bad, and you show the world how ignorant people can be, because not everybody has a voice. But you want to put out this to your followers and spew bullshit that they might believe and tell everybody else, or have yourself and other followers go after politicians or say the wrong thing to them. This is how we lose our rights. This is how we piss people off. Instead of trying to get science back and let USR do their job and try and get things done, where these certain reptiles and all this stuff need to be taken off completely. Instead, you want to say ignorant stuff. These videos are damaging. The fact that you see nothing wrong with this, it just shows the mentality, and the people that follow them are gullible because they don't know any better. They see someone that they follow and they like and they trust, and you have a powerful platform to have your voice heard, and you openly admit you haven't read anything. You just go off on your base instinct, and you don't know what the bill says, and you don't know what this and that says. And that tells me a lot. And it shows where this industry's headed and why we're in this predicament now. Because he's not the only one. He just is the one that made a public video about it. And it saddens me that everybody wants to talk tough or say support U.S. ARC, but nobody wants to do the research on why we're losing the rights in the first place and how to go about it and how to talk, maybe actually talk to U.S. ARC. I fully support you supporting them, but just saying, hey, donate to U.S. ARC or give $1, talk to them. If you care about your pets, you care about your animals, send an email. You might not hear back for a minute because they're very busy, but maybe you can get some explanation if you don't want to do the actual research yourself, which is public record. And we're losing everything because people are caring more about the dollar than anything else. When this bill, when interstate transport was lifted and we were able to cross state lines with these animals again, it was never over. Never. They were still in the works because when the interstate transport was lifted, that meant for basically all invasive species across the board. So Fish and Wildlife from that day was working on something. It wasn't your special interest group or any of that crap. It's because what the Lacey Act actually does. They don't give a crap about your reptiles. They get something on the board that was drafted to them by some scientific politician or some bureaucrat. It gets put on there. They're like, okay, that's on the Lacey Act, so now we have to enforce it. Well, when you have all this other animals and invasive plants and stuff that now can be transported anywhere, they're like, wow, we're in trouble again. We need to figure this out and get this bill pushed through. It's not just about reptiles. But since everything's going on, and they now were like, well, we just lost that lawsuit. Now they're going to make a blanket page where they can put any animal they want on there without any scientific backing, without anything else at all. And if that goes through, it's by to everything. Anytime something happens, whether it's a cane corso that got let out from somebody's house and goes down and bites a kid, oh, that's an exotic dog. That's an exotic dog. We got to put that on the Lacey Act because that came from another country and that doesn't belong here. It's all the way down the list. And for people to not understand the damage they're doing by talking about these animals in a crazy light right now, because whether you like it or not, 95% of this country does not like reptiles. There's almost 400 million people in this country. We are a very small margin that reptiles in a whole, from tortoises to geckos to everything. And most people don't like them. Most people will go to the zoo just to see them behind glass, and their first comment is, I'm glad that thing's on the other side of the glass. I've seen people scared of frogs, turtles, tortoises, geckos, other lizards, not just snakes. It's across the board. And the last thing to do is to start scaring people or hearing people, you know, these snakes get 20 feet long. I'm feeding them pigs. I'm feeding them goats. You should see how cool it is to watch them eat. Or I have 80 babies that I'm sitting on. You're producing all this stuff and people are hearing this. We're talking about how, you know, you've got animal lovers. You want to talk about animal rights people that have deep pockets. Let's talk about how you want to talk about how your animal died, but not how you turn it to a vet to do everything you can to it. There's a few that do. Don't get me wrong. But I hear people and see people post or put it on videos. My animal's dead. Well, what happened? I don't know. I noticed it was sick. Like, you are damaging everything. Every one of these people. And you want to show off your breeding plans. You want to make the money. You want to talk how many snakes you make. You want to say this, I made world's first. Who gives a shit right now, honestly? If that's your priority and that's how you're thinking about these animals, you deserve to get them taken away because you've done nothing. All you've cared about is yourself. There's 3 big companies, and I'm saying companies because they're LLC licensed and backed with permits. And that's Prehistoric Pets, Bob Clark Incorporated, and New England Reptile Distributors. And you know why they don't get hassled? Because they have mountains of paperwork and permits behind them. They can post all day long. It's not going to hurt their business. They have Fish and Wildlife inspect their stuff constantly. Jay has permits out the butt. California, he's got invasive species in his property. California's in there all the time. Those alligators are invasive species. But he has to have permits, and they have to be inspected. And all his cages have to be inspected, and there's people doing this. So when you say you have this business, whatever reptiles or whatever retics, you're a joke. And I'm sorry, you don't have a business. You don't have a licensed LLC. You're not permitted to have these animals. And wherever you are, you don't run a zoo. You don't have a habitat sanctuary. So the government can come in and take your animals like that. There's nothing stopping them. A neighbor calls on you. This happened in Illinois many times. A neighbor calls on you because you decided they saw either a post on Facebook, you took your animal outside, they're scared to death of it, and they call in, and boom, there's some obscure law that you didn't know about, and the animals get taken away because you've got no permit, you've got no backing, no nothing. These are your pets. And if you want to call them your pets, great. I hope they are your pets, but most people don't. They're just breeders that they dump and talk about. This breeder has no more use for me. I'm getting rid of it. It's not part of my plans. Oh, she didn't produce this year. She's out of here. This guy won't do anything. You're saying this all over the internet. And if this law goes through and you're talking about illegal activity, good luck. Your phone tracks you everywhere. Your Google timeline will tell you where you've been and everything else. And you talk to people, send emails, whatever. It's all tracked. And this is a federal offense at this point. And if you don't think they're going to come down on you, all these videos you post and everything you talk about and how much of a badass you are, it'll come down to you. And it only takes one person complaining. A neighbor, a person that saw you. You think Facebook reporting and getting on Facebook is bad. You don't have any respect for these animals. And now it's coming down to the wire. Nobody's talking about it.
Yep.
You want to have all these animals that you talk about that are worth this amount of money in world's first. Why don't you sell these animals and start paying for the lawyers at USARK, because the big snake community hasn't contributed shit really compared to the rest. You know, you want to talk about you have a business. No, you have a day job. This is your hobby. If you want to keep these animals and actually enjoy them and you care about them, start selling these animals instead of putting the money in your pocket or buying a new snake. Send it to where it's going to keep you so you can have them. Put your money where your mouth is. Do the work. I'm sorry, that's rant number one. Go ahead, James.
Well, no, I mean, I agree with you. I mean, you know, we're where we're at right now. Like I said, man, it's sad that we're dealing with this. I don't know. Maybe some of y'all have heard the phrase "fences make great neighbors," and basically what that means, or what I'm trying to say is that it's nobody's business what you're doing, right? And now we're with everything that's going on. You know, people don't need to know what you're doing. People don't need to know what you have. It's just like Chip said. Somebody sees something, they can make a phone call to the sheriff, city police, whatever. And all kinds of shit can happen. I don't care if you got permits or anything like that. We just have to be extremely careful with everything. You know, we got to be careful with, like I said, when we make these videos, when we're in our reptile pages on the, on social media. I mean, we have to be very, very careful about how we present ourselves. And we've been talking about this for years. And this shit's been going on for years. Just like Chip said, it's been going on for years. And it's, as soon as we know that they're doing this shit like they're doing right now, what happens? That's when we all get, worried and everything. Well, what are we going to do? We start, become USARK members and all this other shit. You should have been a USARK member fucking years ago. You should have been donating years ago. You should have been accepting where we're at. And what I mean, it's just like the day and age, things we don't. It's not the good old days anymore. God damn it, and things are just different. And it is what it is, people. We got to do what we got to do. And then, like I said, on top of that, we're so fucking divided. There's the large constrictor people in this hobby. The thing about it is that once again, I've said this so many times. We're like the smallest group out of this whole shit. Okay, and unfortunately, there's people in our hobby talking about ball python people and other people that literally talk shit about us. They think that we shouldn't have these animals. That's sad. That's it's irritating. It angers me that we have people. We have people outside of the hobby. I mean, this is a real fear. People are scared to death of these fucking animals, right? So it's our job to educate people, or try to educate people. But then within our hobby, within the reptile hobby, we have people that are against what we're doing. And then we have people in the large constrictor groups that we're constantly just bickering and talking shit about one another and shit like that. Now, that being said, I'm telling you, if you're doing something fucking stupid, if you're saying stupid shit, then you get what you get. Don't say stupid shit. Maybe do a little research before you make a goddamn video and say some shit. Because at the end of the day, we don't need to be fighting amongst one another. We need to find a way to come together. I don't know. I don't know how to stress that. I don't know how to. I am nobody. I ain't shit. But I don't know how to get people to understand that. I don't know. This is some bullshit. It really is.
The problem is, and it's so funny to watch because people talk shit about me because all I do is shit talk. I know I speak the truth because your internet heroes and your known name have a platform. I don't care about that. I care about the animal. I don't care about having Facebook fame. Don't care about having some stupid business name known for breeding this or that. I don't care. I care about the animals. I always have. I started this long before everybody else. People say that just because they haven't seen me in a forum from back in the day, they weren't around. Well, there's plenty of people that have known me back in the 90s that I've had these animals. And back then I didn't care about breeding. I wasn't trying to breed any of these animals. I got these animals because I loved them. I don't breed these animals all the time. I don't do all this crap. I'm not trying to put more animals out there that people can't take care of. I'm trying to enjoy the animals that I have. And I have.
We didn't know enough about them.
Yeah. I have multi-species. Yes, the big snakes are my favorite. Always have been. I have alligators. I have corn snakes. I have crocs. I have ball pythons, carpet pythons, berms, scrubs, anacondas, all sorts of different stuff. I worked my butt off doing education. And, another person that opened my eyes, the late Gavin Brink, who I went to college with, who's passed away a few years ago. He devoted his life to reptile education, going down to Costa Rica and doing stuff with very, very unknown species. But the people that truly care about these animals can see what this hobby's eating itself alive. Because you can go on any of the forums and all whatever you want to the pages, and all people are asking is, what's the next top mort? If I breed this to this, can I get this? How many clutches can I make in a year? How many eggs could I have when my snake's this big? What's the going market for this? Should I do this? It's never about interaction with the animal. You're looking at the animal as a commodity, and the world's looking at you. Instead, that's why you really don't hear shit about dogs and cats much, except for for the extreme organizations. You don't hear people saying you shouldn't own a cat, you shouldn't own a dog. Because when you see pictures all across the board or videos, people are interacting with their animals and not trying to breed the crap out of their kitty cat or dog or whatever. And they're interacting and loving it and caring about it and taking it to a vet the minute it's sick, spending thousands of dollars on it and talking about all this, taking them to groomers, doing everything. You look at snake people, big constrictor people is more important, but it's a lot of snake people. It's, I want to make money, I want to be known, but you don't see the interaction. You see interaction from people over in Europe. You see interaction from people in Indonesia and China and Japan. But here, it's my snakes are in cages. I'm going to pull a clutch. Then I'm going to have babies. Look at me go. And they don't show how intelligent the animals are. They don't have interactions. And I recently saw a video saying, I can't imagine having a 20-foot snake because if that thing got pissed off, it could do a lot of damage and it would hurt me. How ignorant are you to say that on a video during this time? That just gives full-on ammunition to people saying that we shouldn't have these pets because they're dangerous. A dog, any dog, will screw up or kill a kid or their owner in a heartbeat if something happens. And it happens every day in the United States of America, but you rarely hear about it, and they don't try and ban dogs because of it. But you say snake, because of the way they're viewed in this country, then everybody's on board to get rid of snakes. And the more ammunition you give to somebody that's got a little bit of money in their pocket, the worse it is. Nobody holds themselves accountable. Nobody's thinking before they speak. And they're showing their true colors. And this is why we are losing everything. We're not helping our community at all across the board.
We're not, once again, I don't necessarily have the solution. I don't have an answer. I think once again, and I've said this in other videos and stuff like that, I'm all about, I feel like we need to police each other a lot harder. And once again, I'm not talking about fighting amongst one another and stuff like that, but that shit's got to stop because that makes us look stupid. You know what I mean? And we're doing so much. There's so much stuff that we're actually doing that makes us look bad. And when we fight amongst each other on these pages and whatnot, it makes us look even worse. So we literally need to police each other. Plain and simple. And like I said, I don't want to fight with anybody or anything like that. But once again, if you're saying some stupid shit, if you're being ignorant, if you're gonna get on the internet and type a bunch of shit, or make a video that's even worse and say a bunch of horse shit. You know what I mean? Then yeah, somebody needs to say something. It's not that we're trying to pick on you or or fight with you or anything like that. But God damn it, it's it's the same thing. If I say something, if I make a video, whether I'm doing it by myself or I'm doing an interview, and Chip's with me or whatever the case may be, whatever, it don't matter. I say something ridiculous. I I I own up to what I say and do, and I expect hopefully somebody gonna put me in my place and be like, "Do you realize what you just fucking said or what you just did?" I'm gonna be a grown ass man, and I'm gonna accept it, and then it's a learning experience, and I'm gonna try to do better. And that's what we need to be. That's how we need to be with everybody. Now, I'm a firm believer. There are some people that I feel like should be kicked out the fucking hobby. Plain and simple. But that being said, it's whatever. That's another fucking video or something. Um, you know, what can we do? What do we do? Do we there's a lot of things that we can do. Will they help? I don't know. Um, but not just like I said once again, not just becoming a member of USARK. Um, showing the interaction with these animals the correct way. At the end of the day, people can do with your animals. You can do whatever the hell you want with them, good or bad. Literally, they're your animals. You can do whatever. I don't think you should have small children uh, around these animals. Like some people make videos and shit. They say they're trying to show how smart these animals are and this and that, and yeah, they are intelligent. But I don't think you should have like small children interacting with these animals, and you're not right there with that child. You know what I mean? You think you're doing something good, but you're doing more harm than anything. You really are. There's all. We just got to do better, people. I don't even know. I have no idea. Shit, what do you think we need to do? God damn it, shit.
Honestly,
Like seriously, but
seriously, my opinion has been the same since a long time ago.
okay. But I'm okay.
No,
Besides,
listen, you're asking me what we should do, and the people that have a bigger name and a bigger platform need to be more responsible. And the fact is, I haven't seen it, and I haven't seen the power to use for good whatsoever. And they just bury everybody. They've got a following, and they're taking everybody with them, and they spew crap out of their mouth. And the way that you fix this is you start educating properly, not your opinion, actual facts about these animals, the interaction of these animals, why they are okay to keep, not your opinion, but facts. Why you keep these animals. And if you keep these animals for the wrong reason, you need to shut your mouth, especially right now. And stop with this business-like attitude because people aren't stupid. Stop talking about this as your moneymaker when you don't have a legitimate business and you have a day job, because all this is going to do is cause government and people that don't like people keeping animals to look at you even harder. Just keep that to yourself. Talk about it privately over the phone with somebody. Also, when it comes to what these animals do, anybody that is getting into reptiles, new or anything, know what these animals do. We don't need to talk about their feeding. We don't need to post pictures of their feeding. It's a part of that life, and we all know that. But there's majority of people in this world that do not like it. It scares them and they think it's disturbing. And I reiterate again, you might not think it's right, but it's the way the world works. And if you want to keep these animals and enjoy these animals, you will have to conform until everything passes. And not pass temporarily, like we just had this go on, and now we're right back at it again. But until we can get a permanent solution. And if there's not a permanent solution, you still need to be on your toes. You need to show these animals in a positive light that they are your pets, that you interact with them, that you're willing to educate people, show positive things about them. Stop showing anything negative. Stop threatening people. Stop trying to act like a badass. Stop pushing out your chest because you have a big animal. And start talking about these animals like they're your pets, like they're your dogs and cats. Show how interesting they are. Talk about how interesting they are. Educate yourself. Stop going off of what your favorite YouTuber or Facebooker or whatever says to you. Do your research. Find out where they come from. Find out the interactions in nature. Be smart with your animal. Be smart. Stop thinking you're more powerful than this thing that we deal with all the time. There's a reason there's so many laws in this country and that we have to follow them. We have little control and shit can be taken away. We are still the freest country in the world, but we can lose our rights pretty quick for stupidity. And if you don't think people are watching, you don't think people are in these groups, you're 100% wrong, especially on YouTube. But Facebook, we already know Facebook can ban you in any group for saying the wrong thing. So what makes you think other people aren't watching? You could be in a group that's marked private, and all of a sudden you'll get a notification you're banned for 30 days. People are watching everything, everywhere, all the time on social media, in any platform. And if you're too ignorant to see that, you need to keep your mouth shut and stay off of social media because we're losing it all. And if you can't afford to donate to US Arts for the Lawyers, put out some smart educational videos or posts that do not make things look bad or scare people. Do not make threats. Be positive. I don't know how many times I have to say this. It should be common sense by now. But everybody has somebody that's deathly afraid of a snake of any type, from a garter snake to a retic. Think that everything that you post is being watched by someone like that. And if you think it might scare them, don't post it. If you think it might make them say something crazy, don't post it. Be mindful of yourself. Common sense, people.
If you don't have common sense, ask somebody else if you should post some shit before you post it. I mean, I don't know. And then, like I said, somehow, we gotta. We're so fucking divided. It's bad. It's just bad.
It's more division and common sense in the big constrictor community than anywhere else. You know, the venomous keepers and the crocodilian keepers are pretty good about wrangling in people and setting people straight or getting them the heck out of those groups. Ball python people, that's the same bickering across the board. But you want to know what? Yeah, in this new legislature, ball pythons could be taken away. But in all reality, everybody can go to any Petco or Pet Palace or pet store across America and find a ball python in it. And nobody bats an eye. There are small species that go unnoticed. But when you have a snake that gets a lot bigger, people take notice. Because how many videos and scary shows on mainstream TV have there been about big snakes? Go on Netflix right now and see how many things are. Go on Amazon and look how many Amazon videos about the killer pythons and whatnot. And this is what people watch, and they get traumatized by it. And then Johnny down the street all of a sudden is posting or takes one out to his yard and somebody has a fit fit about it.
Well, this shit is serious. And like I said, this stuff's been going on for years. And a lot of us talk about it all the time. It's coming, you know, when USR did that thing and got things changed where we can cross state lines again, people got complacent.
Oh yeah.
Oh shit.
Immediately.
You know what I mean? It's like what the I don't know. I like I said, man, I'm not perfect, and I don't have all the answers. Uh, I try I just try to do my part. Um, I try not to be negative um about like USARC. Um, fuck, man, I don't like talking about certain people and stuff like that because at the end of the day, man, everybody you have your right. You can speak your opinion. You can say what you feel. If you don't like USARC, then you don't like them. You know what I mean? You can say whatever the shit you want to. You can make videos and everything, but that's not helping. You know, I don't understand that. I don't, and I'm talking about fucking Rodney. I don't care. I'll say his fucking name because I asked him to come on here.
Yeah.
Come on here. Let's talk about it.
And he won't.
And he won't. So whatever. And he can make all the videos that he wants and everything. But making his fucking videos, talking shit, saying that Phil, saying all the shit that he says. That's fine. That's his right. He can do that by all means. And he can truly believe that too. But he's not doing anything he's not giving you any, other options. None. He's just talking shit. So the people that believe him and like you're right, Rodney, and this and that. I'm not saying that Rodney doesn't make good points every now and again. I'm not saying that. But the people that follow him and they're like they believe him 100% and they're on the same page as Rodney. What the fuck are you doing? You're not doing anything either. You're just going, yeah, Rodney, I agree with you. That's all the fuck you doing. So you're not even fucking helping.
No.
None of y'all are fucking helping, doing anything. And even if this shit doesn't work, you can at least say that you tried something. You did something. You know what I mean? But literally, talking shit, hating on the people the only people that are actually doing some shit doesn't do any good. Doesn't do any fucking good at all. His little circle and shit, the fuck, get on here and tell me what the fuck you're doing. Where's your fucking lawyers? You got all this energy to type a bunch of shit and make videos and agree that the USR ain't doing shit or nothing like that. But what are you doing? What are you doing? You ain't doing shit except for running your mouth. Doesn't make any damn sense whatsoever. Just more division. That's all it is. It's more hate at the wrong fucking time about the wrong shit.
100% agree. And along with that, he's got a platform, he's got his voice, he's got his channel. But this goes out for the people that also have a voice and have a channel and make videos. If you're sitting there and you're posting support USRT, you're posting about this law going through, and your next videos are about breeding plans and selling animals and doing all this other shit, while this is going on right now, shows really where your priorities are. And it's absolutely asinine that I'm going to sit here and make an hour-long video of world first and all the snakes I'm going to breed and all the babies I have and this, that, and the other. But let's not spend an hour talking about solutions to this lawsuit or what's going to happen after or anything else like that. We'll spend tiny bit of time, tiny, because I'd rather talk about my breeding plans that won't mean shit if this law goes through. You know, it's so funny that you're more concerned about what to breed than losing your rights. You're more concerned about getting that world's first than losing your rights.
Well, I mean, look, I agree with you, Chip, but I'm gonna keep doing what I do. You know what I mean?
I get that. I'm not saying
you know what I mean. I'm not gonna, until I can't, I'm still gonna continue to do what I do with the animals. But there's a Chip is saying there's a better way to do shit, man. Plain and simple. There's a better way to do shit. And somehow we have to be better. Look, I'm not perfect. I don't know everything or anything like that. So, I'm here, everybody's hearing me say this and that, and the people that are going to watch this, you're hearing me say this and that. I don't have the goddamn answers, I just think we should do better. And I think we should come together, and I think we need, when we make these videos and stuff like that, we need to do better. That's the shit. Do fucking better. We gotta think about what we're gonna say before we say it. Before we type something and hit send, we need to make sure that it sounds right, or that people are gonna read it right. We there's so much. It sucks that we're in this position, but once again, everybody should have known this shit was coming. It's never stopped. It's not one time has this shit stopped. It's not one time that anybody should have been like, oh, well, it's okay now. Because it's never been fucking okay. Especially when fucking social media came around. And I love social media. The social media is the downfall of this shit. That, in my opinion. You didn't have to worry about this shit back in the day. Everybody had their own little circle. And this circle over here didn't know what the fuck that circle was doing. And it's just the way things are now. We all like technology, and but because the things that we keep and the things that we're passionate about, everybody else is scared to death of. Once again, what I keep on saying tonight, we got to do better. So I don't know. We're fucking up, all of us, and it's all our faults.
The priorities are out of whack. Priorities are out of whack. That's what it comes down to. I don't care if anybody wants to agree with me or not. It's the truth. The priorities of your life and your keeping are out of whack. If there was no legislation going through at any point in time, at any level, from county, state, federal, whatever, have at it. Have fun. Do what you want. You should still watch yourself and how you conduct yourself, because these animals aren't liked by everybody. But it happens every single day. Just because US Arts doesn't post it all the time, just because you haven't heard about it yet, all this is going on, and you would rather Just keep on doing what you're doing and making everything. And your little group, you got to remember, you're only impressing your little followers, but you're pissing off the world. So you can have your internet Facebook fame and go to the reptile shows and be like, "Yay, my friends!" And when those reptile shows close, and that now you can't do shit on Facebook and all this other stuff, and all the animals are dead because they're confiscated. You can't breed them anymore. All this other things. Where are you going to be? Where's the priority? Is the priority the animal? Is the priority, you want to get that next Facebook like or that next subscription on YouTube? Would you rather go down with a fight, or would you just rather say, fuck it, I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing?
I mean, I don't know, so they come and they take it all away. Are we gonna be able to, survive and keep it moving and whatnot? Yes, by all means. But I think the majority of us, like I said, I think that there's more good people than bad. Most of us, whether we breed or not, we have a true passion for these animals. And I know I can speak for Chip here, and I can speak for some other people too. These animals have been part of our lives for a very fucking long time.
A very long time. I think James froze everybody.
And okay, my shit went black there for a minute. So, but anyhow, what I'm getting at is that this shit goes through, and they come take our shit. It's gonna hurt. It's gonna be devastating to a lot. It's gonna be devastating to me. It's gonna be devastating to a lot of people. Because, like I said, a lot of us have a true passion. We love these animals. They've been a part of our lives for so long. And the thing about it is, we got a lot of new people that are getting into this hobby, and they don't even know that this shit is going on. They really don't. We got to do better at not just policing ourselves, but educating the new people that are coming on. Hey, before you start, what was it? Like I said, I'm an admin on the nation, man. You have people that I've never seen before come on there talking about breeding and whatnot. Hey, do you know what's going on right now? That's the type of shit that we need to be telling them. Don't be thinking about breeding right now. You don't know shit from shit. Okay, this is what's going on in the hobby that you're trying to be part of. All right, you need to learn about this and the things that you need to do that you can help, so we can keep these fucking animals, and so you can keep the animal and be a positive, contributing member of our hobby. Fucking, what should I fucking breed and shit? Shut the fuck up. I don't know.
Here's something. You live in Brenham, Texas, right?
Yes.
And I am making a point here because nobody knows anything about North Dakota, and it wouldn't work anyway. How far are you from Houston?
About 70 miles.
Okay, everybody knows where Houston, Texas is. Everybody knows how big Houston is. What's the population of Brenham, Texas?
15,000, 16,000.
Okay. So you got 15,000, 16,000 people in there. And what's Houston at right now?
I don't know. I know it's in the millions.
Yeah, I think it's like a couple million.
Yeah.
Let's go conservative, couple million. Imagine Brenham, Texas is all the retake keepers. All of them are just in Brenham, Texas. Look it up on a map. See how tiny that area is. That's 15,000 people. Put that town next to Houston, which is 2 million. Looks tiny compared to it. Now take Houston and put that on the state of Texas with all the different towns and cities. And Houston looks tiny. Then take Texas, the whole entire United States. Texas might be a big state, but it still wouldn't fill up the rest of the U.S. That's how tiny our community is. That you can fit every member in his town, and that's it. Nowhere else.
It's hard for people to grasp. I mean, I think I said it a few times already at the beginning of the video how small we are and everything. And it's hard for people to grasp. They go to these shows and they see all these people here, right, at the shows, and they think that they don't see the big picture. They don't see, and half these people, or probably more than half of these people, they get into the hobby. I don't even want to say they get into the fucking hobby, because they get animals, and within the year that they're done. They're fucking done. They lose interest. They sell the animal or give the animal away, or they kill it. They don't take care of it and it fucking dies. Whatever the case may be. That happens a lot. More than what anybody probably even really understands or probably even want to acknowledge. That happens a lot. I don't know what fucking point I was trying to make. Fucking Tito's, I guess.
No alcohol for me. All Gatorade fluids.
This broadcast is brought to you by Tito's. That'd be an awesome sponsor.
Gatorade and Pedialyte. That's what I'm drinking.
Pinkies up, bitches. No, I don't know. Like I said, I'm not perfect. I'm no better than anybody else. I don't think I'm better than anybody else because I'm not. And this shit's my opinion, about things, and that's all it is.
Okay.
Some people agree with me, and some people won't. And that's fine.
Should everybody have a 707 horsepower Hellcat? No, but anybody can buy one. But I guarantee you, not everybody can drive one. 700 horsepower puts you into a wall pretty quick. They can't, a lot of people can't handle that power. And so many Hellcats have been wrecked and are in junkyards, and horrible accidents happen because these people go out and buy it because they can afford it. And they go immediately right to the floor and rocket ship out of there. Can you go buy one? It's your right. Yeah, absolutely. There's nothing stopping you. But should you? Probably not, because you probably don't know how to handle that much horsepower. And I don't want to hear any jokes with my Chevy or Ford people. GT500, V06, whatever you want. That amount of horsepower cannot be controlled by just every single Tom, Dick, and Harry. There's people killed every day by it. Every single day by these high horsepower cars that are coming out. But it's your right. And you have a right to do whatever you would like. But you should also ask if you have the responsibility and mental fortitude to handle that car or that animal. And that's the problem is people, the names, it comes down to the people that have the biggest voices in our community. Okay? So just like you said, there's so many new people. And they're watching the bigger names that have a bigger voice and that are more well known. And they're not spreading education, they're selling a product. And these new people get a very bad impression. They don't know that because they're new. And then they end up doing something stupid. Or they end up, doing the wrong thing. And then that falls back on us. Because they came to learn and they watched what we do. Everybody watches what we do, whether you believe that or not. And everybody, I shouldn't say everybody, Majority of people wake up, go to work, come home. Sometimes some people have families, some people don't. But you have a responsibility to go to your job and do your work and not get fired. And you have protocols and do all this stuff, and you have to do things a certain way. And not everybody likes their job, or not everybody likes doing the rules at their job. But it's just part of life. Just part of life. That's what we got to do. What we got to do to put food on our table, feed our families, feed ourselves, pay our bills. That same mentality should be going forward with these animals. Sometimes you've got to look at the bigger picture and see what's the best for the hobby, not for yourself. Not about Facebook likes, not about world's first, not about getting recognition, but what's the best for the animal. And talking about very stupid things, especially in this day and age. And I'm not going to go on this list again. We've talked about it multiple times because this video will get watched. But it's just people need to take this into consideration. And people need to open their eyes to reality, that this is how it is. And this is why we're losing our right. Because we have people and politicians that don't agree with us because they get bogus information, or they see stupid Facebook posts, or they see stupid shit on the internet, or they believe the stupid documentaries because there's nobody counteracting that in a big way on anything else. So they come to us, and everything's publicized. I mean, look how big of a deal the ball python that was cut out in the wild, or the gator in Florida or Wisconsin, made national news. If someone's pet squirrel got out and somebody caught it, wouldn't do anything. Wouldn't make it make a local news, maybe somebody's pet raccoon or whatever. But a reptile gets out of any size and is found outside, makes national news and makes everybody look bad. And then you get a whole lot of people saying, see, people release their pets. These are dangerous animals. It got out of its cage. It's not properly done. Doesn't matter if it's a gecko, a turtle, or a snake. And this is what happens when people are not educated. Accidents happen. Happens all the time. People's dogs get out all the time, but nobody bats an eye. Nobody bats an eye. I mean, they make movies about it. Secret Life of Pets is about dogs and cats getting out and roaming the streets of New York. And everybody thinks it's cute.
Out of the country, we see cows out all the fucking time.
But look, what I'm making a point is, like on Secret Life of Pets, everybody thinks it's cute that these dogs and cats are roaming, trying to save the life. But what are the underground pets? If anybody has kids and has seen that movie, the discarded pets, the scary ones, is a giant crocodile and a viper. They're reptiles, and they're the bad guys underground. Everything is portrayed badly for us in every facet.
Yes.
And the only way is to do better and educate and show positivity and not stupidity.
Yes.
And not look at these animals as a price tag.
Yes. I mean, you know, we're going to breed. We're going to sell animals, this and that. We're going to get money and everything like that. But you know what? If your heart and your mind's in the right place, you know, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. That's your right. You can do that. But your heart and your mind should be in the right place. What I mean by that is that, you know, heart, you should have a passion for these animals. You know, yeah, you know, and mind, have a good business sense. You know, and have a good mind about, you know, what you're breeding. You know, why are you breeding this and that, and you know, have a plan. You know, and yeah, that's my opinion. You know, that's just my opinion about the shit. You know, um, I don't know, man. I think it's I mean, this is some serious shit that's taking place, and it's all our fault, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm once again, I'm not sure what the answer is. Um, but you about done, buddy?
Oh yeah, I'm ready to go lay down.
All right. Well, once again, everybody that's listening right now and everybody that will watch it, sorry for the rant or whatnot. Um, thank you for your support. Thank you for liking and subscribing, and people that haven't, please hit the thumbs up button. Please subscribe, share the videos. Um, once you can message me, you can message Chip if there's something you want us to talk about. Uh, anything reticulated, Python related. If there's something you want to learn, something whatever, we can do a video on it. And also, please support US Art. That's who we have. And they're doing the best they possibly can. Phil is extremely busy, and he's doing the best that he fucking can. Kevin, he does a lot of stuff, you know, helping us and everything. Please support US Art. Become a member if you can. Get others to become a member if you can. Donate. Do something. All right? All right, man. Chip, thank you, man. I know you're sick. Go get some rest, buddy. Everybody, we'll see you on the next video, bud. Holler.
Have a good night.
Bye.